All right. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is good. This video is going to be very short. I just want to touch bases real quick. I was told by a couple people that I don't have enough commentary when I show people how to draw and, to elaborate on how to draw, right? So, what I find out that works best for me is practicing myself. I could tell you a million different ways what you could do to improve your art skill, but when it comes down to it, it's a lot of practice. Now I'm gonna give you a little trick of what I did in order for me to get as good as I was, as I am. I like to collect toys, and as you can see the muscle definite, the defining of the muscle of the arm, and you can see a little bit of the shadowing. I just want to let you know that, for me personally, poses, and I don't care how good you are at doing stick figures and drawing like rough basics of the of the character that you're trying to make. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs some kind of reference sometimes in their life, right? For me, I like to look through magazines. I'll look through magazines. Maybe I'll see somebody sitting down, and then I get it from that. You know what I'm saying? Like for this right here, I'll give you an instance right here. This was the one that I did yesterday, right? This is the Ninja Gaiden, right? And I actually got this pose from a real life person who was wearing a ninja costume or a ninja outfit, right? And the way the muscles were, this is all from that guy. This right here, maybe not the shadowing and whatnot, because, you've been doing it for so many years, you kind of just remember your anatomy. Again, you don't have to go to school for anatomy. You can pick up a book. The more you study, the more, it just goes by how serious you are about drawing. Like, how accurate do you want to be? You could make a lot of money just doing cartoons, like SpongeBob or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or Bugs Bunny or, whatever favorite cartoons that you have. And they're all exaggerated when it comes to maybe the hands are bigger. Remember when I did that Smurf and the hands were huge, right? The reason I'm making this video is I want you to succeed in whatever you do in life, right? This is a very positive channel. And if I could do it, anybody could do it. I mean, anybody can do it. I am not the smartest person in the world. By far, I'm not the smartest person in the world. But what I can tell you is that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main things that I want to talk about in this video is actually, when you're doing details, you can just look at like a regular gun, or like in a magazine. I'm not talking about getting a gun in real life and ordering it. I'm not talking about that. You could just see like barrels, and you can find like pictures of it online, and you just look at the dimensions, and maybe if the sun's hitting on this angle, maybe the shading is going to be casting over there, and this is just, and a lot of times some of these weapons are over exaggerated too. I mean, like, there's no way that this kind of weapon is going to be used by a regular person without, I mean, could you imagine a recoil on this? Yeah, that's, never mind. Anyway, the point is, comic books are nonfiction, right? Or, I'm sorry, fictional. And the thing about that is, for me, I like to escape reality, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world, and, this is just for me to escape. It's not really nothing, I try to tell people it's really nothing to get upset about. You're going to have to practice and practice and practice and practice. And I'll tell you one thing, right? A lot of times when I draw, I start with the face, right? Because the face is the most essential thing. Maybe if you draw too big, maybe you'll leave an arm off. Maybe you draw too big, maybe you'll leave a foot off. You can do that because who cares about those features? I mean, it's good that you want the whole thing in the picture, right? But if you had to pick what body parts to keep in the picture, I would want to see the face, the body, another arm, possibly 3 other limbs, You know, if it comes down to it and you don't have enough space and you have to cut some other arms off, then that's what you got to do. But personally, for me, I like to start with the head. Okay, but that doesn't mean that my way is going to work for you. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody has their own different views. What I will tell you, and this is what other people tell me, I never had a problem with it, but a lot of other artists told me that the hands and the feet are probably the hardest to draw. Okay? So I would practice a lot. Go into your bathroom. Look at your own hand. You know, you can look at your own hand. You can look at your own, use the mirror in your bathroom, use the mirror on your phone, and just start drawing your own hand. And you just start practicing. And I don't want to hear anybody saying, I can't do what he does. Absolutely you can. And absolutely you will. It just takes practice and it takes motivation. Without practice or motivation, your mind frame is going to hold you back. Don't ever let anybody else tell you that what you're doing isn't art. If you're doing the best you can and you think that what you're doing is good enough and you like the results, that's art. Congratulations, you're an artist. Okay? You are an artist. Nobody, it doesn't have to, when you do art, don't look at it as a profit. Okay? Look at it what you like. What do you want out of it? Does it make you feel passion? Does it make you feel some kind of way about it? Does it make you feel good about it? You know, and that's why I do art, because this is my safe haven. This is what I do, and I love doing it. So don't do something because you decided, hey, I want to make money off this. Once you start thinking about it, you want to make money off of this kind of work, man, I'll tell you, man, there's millions of people that can draw. And like I told you in the other previous video, everybody can draw. Everybody starts drawing when they're kids. Everybody starts, you know, coloring with crayons and all this other good stuff when they're in kindergarten. The only problem is people outgrow it. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that your mind frame is different than what you were when you were a child and you didn't bring it with you. That's why they tell you it's easier to learn different languages. It's easier to learn different things when you're a child because it's easier to absorb things. It's easier for you to learn and your body gets accustomed to it. Am I telling you that you can't do this when you're not an adult? Absolutely not. You can do it. Practice and have that determination. And you're going to tell yourself, go in the bathroom, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I can do this. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't, because I'm going to tell you one thing. At the end of the day, you are your own person. Do not let anybody tell you anything differently. And you know what's right, you know what's wrong. And I just wanted to touch base on you. This is a little bit longer video than I wanted to do, but I just wanted to tell you guys that what I do, in my opinion, it's not something great. It's not something spectacular because anybody can do it. And I feel like anybody can do it. Anybody who wants to do it can do it. And like I said, art is a fingerprint. Don't try to make your art to come up to my standards. Don't make your art to come up to Todd McFarlane's or Eric Larson or Mark Beagley or any of these other artists that you have in your mind. Like, I would love to be Rembrandt. I want to make paintings like Rembrandt. That ain't gonna happen. You know why it's not gonna happen? First of all, I'm alive. And the only time when Rembrandt really, and that's the problem with artists, you know, they have to pass away in order to start becoming worth anything. And it's not that I can't become Rembrandt. I don't want to become like Rembrandt. I want to be, maybe I want somebody to say, hey, he's just like Rembrandt, maybe. But I don't want to be just like him because I'm my own person. And art is a fingerprint. And that's the last thing I'm going to leave with this video is I want you guys to go in that mirror and I want you to look at yourselves in the mirror and tell them, like, hey, listen, I can do this. There's nothing that I can't do. Because somewhere, some way down the road, somebody, before he became a teacher, before he became an instructor, that person had to learn, that person had to study, that person had to do whatever, whoever your role model is, they had a role model. And whoever their role model was, they had a role model. So the only thing I could tell you is art is what you make it. And don't let anybody stand in your way. And keep at it, keep grinding. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for everybody who comes in and subscribes. And the only thing I can tell you to do is start making stick figures. Do a lot of circles, a lot of squares. The better you are at making shapes, you are already there. Because all these, you know, Homer Simpson, SpongeBob, all these great cartoons are all shapes. I mean, SpongeBob is a square. He's a square. It was an idea. Somebody took something so simple and they made it into something that's now a multi-million, maybe even $1 billion profit, right? It was an idea, but the idea was simple. And you could do that too. Anybody can do it. You just got to have that motivation and tell yourself that you can achieve something, and you will. All right? And I'm going to, at that, I'm going to end my video and my tirade. I'm sorry for chewing off you guys' ears, but I don't want anybody to tell me that they can't do what I can do, because what I do is simple. It really is. And the only reason you're probably saying, oh yeah, it looks simple. You know what? I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I never outgrew it. That's the only difference between you and me. So there's people that start young, that start maybe 2 or 3 years, and they're better than I can ever be. So it just goes by your personality, what you want out of it, your eye coordination, your, you know, what you feel, in your opinion, what you feel as an artist. So thank you again for subscribing to my channel, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you with the next video, because I'll be drawing Tigger. All right.